What's going on, people? It's your man the YB back once again. Big shout out to my doggy Robbie Blythe for coming through and boosting up the coin. Well. What can I say, folks? Oops. The YB, he up right now. That's what he definitely is. Busted. Oh baby, woo. You don't know what you're doing. All them corny channels. Oh. Wallin, Otto Bummin, who can't fight for YB. He got his head punched off by a dude with one eye. Bummin is useless, and I told you that. Who told you that? And these other cats didn't tell you nothing. That's what I didn't tell you. Because the YB got the receipts for you, man. Right now, here we go. Bash. So on the Friday, I put a tenner on at 3.1 decimal, which is about 2.1 to 1. Bash. That came in, and then on fight night, you can see here at 10:36 p.m. on the 8th of February, I saw Chisora on points at 4 to 1. Bash, there's a fiver. So off 15 quid, we hit a £40 Chinese lick. 41.50 in fact. Oops. YB, the boxers. Otto is actually, now we move on to the boxing part of things. Yeah? Otto is the most, seriously, people say all the time, oh, you shouldn't critique boxers because Otto is actually the most useless dude I've ever seen. Legitimately, yeah. I see dudes in the gym throwing better jab than that. It's like, he can't punch for nothing, seriously. I say it all the time, yeah, but this guy actually cannot punch for nothing. All his shots are like this. It's like you know if you're doing sparring, you go in light. It's like an extra light version of sparring. See, I can't explain it. It's like this. Nothing on it at all. Cack in his pants. Not one shot did I see him throw with bad intentions. And Chisora's in there with one eye. Yeah, when Chisora had a cut literally on his eyelid, that got Otto boots a bit, but it didn't get him boots enough. Chisora's still wading in, and that was early in the fight. That's the only thing that made this a little bit close, to be honest. If Chisora had had both eyes, this guy would have been knocked out of the ring. He already got knocked down twice, with Chisora with one eye, and that's not... Come on, let's go a spade here. Chisora, to his credit, he did what I expected him to do. He came in there to fight. He's not the freshest, he's not the best, but he came in there to fight. That's what he did, and that's what we bet on. I'm betting on people who come to fight. I'm not interested in OIB. Otto Wallin's the favourite because he can faff around. He can't do nothing in there. He's useless, is what he can't do. So clearly there was a bag of man. 70% of the public thought Wallin was going to do something. What told you that? The fact he shit himself against AJ. And in fact, in reality, this fight shows how useless Tyson Fury is and how useless Anthony Johnson is as well. You got Chisora, who clearly, he's over the hill, well over the hill. His legs were really slow. He had one eye, throw it out on top as well. His legs are really slow, his shots are really slow, his cardio is not like it used to be. And still, he puts this guy down twice and has him running around the ring. You watch the AJ versus Wallin fight. AJ versus Wallin, AJ's like this in the middle of the ring. Doesn't back him up once. He's like, just choking. Took him 5 rounds. Chisora comes straight out. Chisora won the first, 9 rounds or something like that. Seriously. I had Chisora winning. I could argue Chisora won every round. I think maybe he took a round off in round 10 or 11. But listen, he won 10 rounds. Chisora won 10 rounds with one eye for most of it. AJ was making a meal out of it. Yeah? Wallin quit in that fight with AJ. For all we know, that probably gone distance. If Wallin hadn't quit, he hit himself. Fury could knock Wallin down. I don't want to hear about, LIB, that was the old Wallin and that was better. No, this guy's rubbish. No one's broke him, that makes sense. It's not like he's been in there with Artur Imad Baturbiev, got battered and it's broke him. He was useless against Fury. Fury can't punch. He was useless against AJ. AJ was making a meal out of it. AJ was making a meal out of it, people. That's a fact. Watch that fight. You ain't watched it. Oh, AJ. After seeing this, yeah, Chisora got in there from round 1 and stalked him. All over him. From rope to rope to rope to rope. That's what he did. When AJ was in there, he was like, In fact, I'm bringing it up right now, because you might have pissing me off. That's what you're starting to do. Joshua versus Wallin. Let's get this up so you can see some of the frames here. That's what we're going to do right now. For sure. Yeah? Look at this here, look. So you've got AJ. I'm just going to click random frames. I can't play the footage. Just watch. Just watch. Notice what you see about all the frames. Fencing. Just wanking each other off. More doing nothing in there. Wallin's holding the middle of the ring. AJ doing nothing in there like this. Corny looking ass Mandinga Nick. More doing nothing. More doing nothing. More doing nothing. More doing nothing in the middle. Wallin's in the middle of the ring, people. I didn't see him in the middle of the ring once until like round 10 when Chisora was goose because he's won 10 rounds in a row and put him down a few times and he's got one eye. And Chisora's 60 years old. Proper hard career he's had. There's no doubt about that. What's AJ doing? In the middle of the ring. Just standing there. Look at this big useless oaf. He's useless, man. And this is the same man, Wallin. Exactly the same. If anything, he probably had more confidence coming into the Chisora fight. Why? Chisora hasn't got the big name and the big punch like AJ did. So Chisora fought a better Wallin. And what's AJ doing? Making a meal out of it. Watch it. You have to watch it. I can't play the footage for obvious reasons. Copyright reasons. But watch it. It's a bunch of faffing in there. And when you compare it to what Chisora did, Chisora's just on him. On him. Spark straight from the first round. Let's have a look at all the things here. Look, here we are. Round 1. Where do you see? Look at this guy here. Round 1. I'm clicking random. I'm not clicking timestamps here. I'm clicking random segments. Yeah? Random ass segments. Oh, Wallin's on the ropes. Oh, Wallin's close to the ropes. Oh, Wallin's back's against the ropes. Oh, Wallin's back's against the ropes. Oh, Wallin's back's against the ropes. You see what I'm trying to say here, people? Yeah? Oh, Wallin's not at the ropes. Next frame. Oh, Wallin's at the ropes. Yeah? Just all over this guy like he stole something. Look at this guy getting punched up. And the crazy thing was, in one of the rounds, and I got a bit worried because of my bets or whatever, Chisora threw about a 20 punch combination left and right. There's hammering him. And I thought, oh no, Chisora given his kind of over the hill, his cardio is going to fade. And it did fade, naturally. AJ's cardio fades without throwing 20 punches on the ropes. When you probably exert yourself like that, it drains the life out of you. Chisora did all this, with one eye. This was a phenomenal performance. He made Fury look like a sucker. He made AJ look like a sucker. A 42-year-old shot, I think it's fair to say. He's not, come on. He looked proper, really. He looked slow in there, but it's the heart inside him. You can't knock that. Yeah, you can't control when you're over the hill or not. What you can control is going in there and having a good old go. And that's what he did with this dude's ass. That's why he popped his cherry, put him down. Like AJ couldn't. Like Fury couldn't. And to be honest, if Chisora had both his eyes, do you know how hard it is to fight with one eye? It's hard enough fighting with two eyes. Fighting with one eye in a 12-round fight when you're 42 and over the hill, it's phenomenal. And he knocked him down twice. If he had both eyes, he'd have stopped this guy. No doubt about it. 0% chance. Proper whooped him. Look at all the clips here. Just mauling him like a heavy bag. This was legitimately a heavy bag. It knocked his ass, sparked his ass. Yeah? And even when Chisora was goosed, he'd go back to the ropes, but he'd stay dangerous. Boop. That's how he got some of the knockdowns. I think maybe even both of them. He goes to the ropes, explodes off, and hits you with a okie doke. Look at this here. This moshy bashing dude. This is the one time, what was it, round 12 now, where Chisora got tired. But at the end of this round, he scores another knockdown. He comes off the ropes. Oops. Chisora whooped this guy. Seriously, whooped him. Like he stole something. Like I told you he would. In the build-up. This guy here is a twink. Yeah? This Otto Bummin. His corny-ass trainer and team were saying, oh, Otto, you're a Viking. He's a punk. That's the truth, Pete. He's no good. He's a disgrace. Honestly, he's a disgrace to boxing, what I saw last night. Disgrace. Proper disgrace. Proper disgrace. That's what it was. I don't want to hear no more about, you got all these turkey bootlickers. Oh, real boxing, real boxing. Is this real boxing with this punk here? Come on, what was he doing in there? I'm glad for my coins. I'm happy for Chisora, but this was bad. A bad look to be a favourite. And all you man got cucked. All the Wallin sexuals got cucked, man. And we up right now. Oops. That's what we is. We up. Bottom line. Because he a punk. He didn't want to fight in there. I told you that before the fight as well. It pissed me off. That's what I told you. I told you. This corny dude ain't coming to fight. Oh, AB. Tricky southpaw. Woo, woo, woo. He can't fight for toffee. Now, what I will say is, another reason I put this bet on, the last bet, for Chisora to win on points, was because I saw the size of the ring. The ring, to be fair, was tiny. It was smaller than the ring that AJ was fighting in. But equally, Chisora's got 42-year-old 50 fight worth of legs underneath him. Yeah? So the extra footage that AJ had against Wallin, his youth almost... AJ has a bounce in his step still. I wouldn't look at AJ and say his legs are completely gone. Chisora, I think, is, you know what I mean? It's like that. He's got great, really though. Chisora doesn't get credit. His head movement, he doesn't get hit a whole bunch clean, really. until he gets tired. If he wasn't tired and or had both eyes, Wallin wouldn't have landed one punch. That's how it was looking. He's slipping, sliding, coming in. So his defense really is underrated against someone who's a punk. Yeah? That's what it is. Underrated. He was all over this dude like a heavy bag. Seriously, this was like an AI heavy bag, right? It's soon, 10, 20 years from now, there'll be heavy bags that are like humans, padded up, and they'll just plod around and you get to walk around and whack them up. That's what this guy was. Yeah, a big Viking, sweet, whatever they call him. Is it a Viking? Wherever they're from, man, knockoffs. This ain't the real thing here. It's the fake Viking dude. Wannabe Viking. Yeah, and after he got his head punched in, like I told you before the fight, after he got his head punched in, you can see it here. This guy, see if we can find it. This guy, he was like waving to his parents and smiling. He couldn't wait. I'm trying to find it. Is that it there? Maybe they've cut this part. I'm trying to find it now. You can take my word for it. I wouldn't lie. I wouldn't make it up. Essentially, after the fight, he starts waving and like proper gassed that he got punched up. I can't even. It's not even. This isn't the full one. This is the highlight. So. But he's looking out the ring, he's waving to his family, like, hey, I made it. How embarrassing, man. I'd be embarrassed to perform like that. Proper embarrassed. You're in there with a 42-year-old man with one eye. And he didn't throw one mean... Wallin didn't come to fight in even one round. I thought Chisora, he hasn't done 12 rounds in a while. I thought he's going to fade and it's going to go get a bit messy for him. Nope. Bang on it with one eye. So I really do salute you. This, for me, is one of the better ways for Chisora to go out. Whether you think Wallin was finished or not, like I did or not, he was a massive underdog. Chisora was a 2.1 to 1 underdog. A 2 to 1 underdog. Fact. So, people don't like losing money. He was supposed to lose this fight for sure. That's what he's supposed to do. He goes in there and has one of his best performances. With a cut eye, adjusting for that is phenomenal. A cut above the eye, a cut under the eye. With fair play to him. Now, what I will say is as well, I don't agree though. Whilst it might be one of his better performances, let's not get carried away here, people. Some man are like, yeah, let's see him move on. And even Frank Warren, I don't rate Frank Warren potentially. We have to see how it plays out. But Frank Warren comes out saying, yeah, Chisora's in line now for the IBF. Which is good for Dubois, because that means Dubois gets to fight Chisora and not Piccoli. No, that's wrong. Yeah? If Turkey or Frank Warren sanction, I don't care what Chisora wants. I'm telling you now, if Frank Warren or Turkey allow Derek Chisora to get in there with Danny Dubois, and all you corny Dubois haters can laugh all you want. Oh, Dan's stupid. Oh, that's not funny. It's not funny. Yeah? That's not funny. Because Chisora will get harm in there. I do believe that. He'll get harm. He will probably get hurt in there. It's not just me gassing up Dubois. From what I saw there, it's okay with Wallin. You look good against Wallin. He can't punch for toffee. He can't fight for toffee. He's useless. Proper useless. Proper useless. Fair play to Chisora. He wasn't supposed to win, but I'm saying he's useless. Honestly, yeah. I'd have a go with Wallin. Seriously. I would have a go with Wallin from what I saw. What's he doing in there? What's he doing in there? I'd have a go with Wallin. I'd go straight in there. Put it all up. And I've never said that about any other heavyweight. I'm not delusional. I would get in there with Wallin. Swear down. I'd get in there right now. And I'll stick my hands here and I'll walk on him. That's what I'd do. What's he going to do? His shots are the most useless shots I've ever seen in heavyweight division. You think Furies are bad? Wait till you see Wallin's. They're like this. They're like wrist shots. Swear down. They're like this. Proper. Useless, that guy. Never seen someone so useless in my life. It pisses me off even having to watch him. And the fact people was backing him. Wow, you man got cuckolded, man. You got cuckolded by the Southpawian scam. Oh, the slick Southpaw. He's rubbish. He had no bounce in his step. He had nothing in there. Yeah? Proper nothing in there. It was embarrassing to watch from his point of view. It was good for me. I made some coins off his corny looking, punk looking ass. Twink, bottom, power bottom. I told you. Oh, AB, you always get it wrong. Where are you man at now? Where are the man at telling me you always get it wrong? I told you he a power bottom. Bottom line. He takes it. I ain't backing no one who taking it like that. He taker. That's what he is. He McMills. I ain't backing McMills. Yeah, you corny dude, you back McMills. I ain't backing McMills. That's what we're not doing. We're going Diddy every time. Take it. So stop playing with me. You're pissing me off. Anyway, I will mention this as well before I go. This corny dude here, when he's waving and smiling to his family and whatnot, like he just won the world championship, like he didn't just get punched out by a 50-year-old man. Yeah? He starts waving and that, and I start thinking, he didn't look very unhappy. And at that point I started thinking, this better not be a Kabbalah scam on the masses in terms of the judges. And then 2-2s. The first scorecard I hear is this. The first scorecard that comes out, I hear 114, 112. 114, 112 with 2 knockdowns. People, if Chisora hadn't scored the knockdowns, he'd have lost on one card. What were these men watching? This guy didn't... Honestly, I think at the absolute most, you give this guy 2 or 3 rounds. Tops. Tippy top. All the way up there top. 2 or 3 tops. No doubt about it. I've never been so... Normally, like even Fury and Usyk, there's a lot of rounds where whatever. They're kind of like 60-40 rounds. This fight, though, there was no doubt about it how to score it. He didn't win more than 2 or 3 rounds. Fact. That is the bottom line. So how do you ever get... Wait there, Wallin doesn't win more than 3 rounds. Throw on top, he got knocked down twice. How do you end up with 114, 112 for Chisora? I thought, oh my god, it's a Cabal Viking scam. They're going to scam this dude. I couldn't believe it when I heard it. And even these other scorecards, 116, 110. Now, I'm not even sure how to work it out from there, but it don't sound wide enough for me. Yeah? It should be like 118, 1 something, with 2 knockdowns in there. Yeah? That's what it should be. Because Chisora won 9 rounds with 2 knockdowns in, at least. And I'm pretty sure some of the rounds he scored knockdowns in, he was losing until that point. So they become 10-8s. So I struggled to give Wallin 2 rounds, man. 2 rounds he got. Coming in here talking about 114, 112. What are they smoke? Get him out of here. That judge, get him out of here. I don't want to see him ever again. Yeah? No doubt, this power bottom, Wallin, probably offered to suck the judge off. That's what I think this judge here, Bence Kovacs, he got sucked off by Wallin. That's the base case here. Stop playing. How could you win? That's winning by people. 114, 112 is winning by 1 round. Who here saw Wallin win by 1 round? Lose by 1 round? You bugging. Hard. With 2 knockdowns. Wait there. You get knocked down twice and you lose by 1 round. In a fight you lost 10 rounds in a row. You lost the first 6 straight up. Back to back to back to back. That's an embarrassment. What? It's not even like Wallin was doing some slick things in there where you can say, well, he's kind of sunning him. He did nothing in there. Nothing at all. With a man with 1 eye. And you're talking about 114, 112. That's a disrespect, seriously. That guy needs to be fired. Off the rip. When you do... This wasn't Fury versus Usyk, 1 or 2, where I can argue there is a few swing rounds. There was no swing rounds. There was rounds Chisora took off. And there was rounds Wallin got whooped. That was it. And the amount of rounds he took off was 1 or 2. Yeah? So that's ridiculous. There needs to be an investigation into that one there. And even these ones really weren't wide enough for me. 116, 112. Oh, I guess, well, I'm not even sure how you work it out. These numbers get me a bit mad. 116, 112, sorry. That is when you win by 2 rounds, essentially. You win 2... No, it's an 8-4. 116, 112 is an 8-4. Yeah, so they're saying that Chisora was only won by 2 rounds. That's what 8-4... 8-4 means that Chisora was only won by 2 rounds. If you know the point system. Because you take 1 point from Chisora and you give 1 to him, so it works out 2 rounds. 8-4 isn't actually winning by 4 rounds. It's... You won 2 more rounds, somehow. That's how it works. I swear down, that's how it works. It's a man's thing. But it does work like that. Yeah? When you win 8 rounds, you win 116, 112. But you've only actually won 2 more rounds than your opponent. So that means this 116, 110 situation means that Chisora only won 2 more rounds than Wallin, which is smoking some serious hardcore dark as well, to tell the truth. That's ridiculous. This corny dude, 114, 112, he says that Chisora only won by one round, including knockdowns. Chisora took this by the skin of his teeth with 2 knockdowns, this corny Bence Kovacs dude. If that isn't an investigation, I don't know what is. Yeah? It could have been a draw in this cat's mind, in Bence Kovacs. And maybe people, if I'm not sure, I'm probably making things up here, but more or less, if Chisora hadn't scored a knockdown in one of them rounds, let's say round 12, I think he might have been losing that until the knockdown. If he hadn't scored that, and, what's his name, Wallin had a 1 round 12, this fight would have been a draw on this card. That's dangerous, man. This guy should never, ever, ever, ever judge a fight in his life if he thinks that fight was close to a draw. That is ridiculous. He beat the brakes off this Connie dude. That's what he did. Proper. He proper filled him in. I'm proud of what? I really am proud of Chisora, sorry. He showed what's possible when you bring your balls. He comes in there just wading in. You've seen the clips already. I showed you them already. Stop playing with me. He comes in there wading straight in. Look at him. Look at this guy wading in. And yeah, Wallin wasn't giving him much to think about. That's not Chisora's fault. Not to mention, guess what? When AJ fought Wallin wasn't giving AJ nothing to think about. And AJ still couldn't stalk him. He's in the middle of the ring faffing around. Rubbish. AJ's rubbish, seriously. He's proper useless, AJ is. After seeing this. Fury's useless. AJ is useless. Nothing to do with me. I'm just telling you what I've seen. I've seen a 50-year-old man in there stalking this guy, knocking him down for fun, basically, with one eye. With one eye, 50 years old, and knocking him down for fun. Just bouncing off the ropes. And AJ's in there, and Fury's in there, made a meal of it. Some people say that Wallin should have won that fight. Made a right meal of it, going life and death. Wallin was stalking. Let's have a look at Wallin now. Let's have a look at Wallin versus Fury. If I remember it right, Wallin was walking him down. How embarrassed. Oh, I love to suck Tyson Fury off. So actually, it's because Fury broke Wallin. Fury didn't do nothing in there. Is what he didn't do. Yeah? And you can even see it here. The name of the title. Fury survives 12-round war with this bum of the month. Wow. And this shows you what heart can do. So here we go. Let's have a look at the frames here. Okay, Fury's getting roughed up on the ropes. Fury's getting roughed up on the ropes. Fury's doing nothing. Fury's getting pressured. Fury's getting punched up. Fury's getting pressured. Not people, I'm just clicking randomly. Yeah? Fury's getting pressured. Fury's getting pressured against the ropes. Fury's doing nothing. Fury's doing nothing. Fury's getting pressured. Fury's getting slapped half to death on this frame here. Where is it? Wait for this one. Wait for this one. He's getting slapped half to death. I saw it somewhere. Here we go. Look. Fury's getting moshe bashed. People talk about Fury leaning on people. Fury's getting moshe bashed by Wallin people. Fury's backing up again. Fury's in the ropes, getting moshe bashed some more. Fury's proper getting punched up now. Look. He's about to fall over. He's getting proper punched up, people. Oh, Fury's finally doing a bit of work for the first time in 7 rounds. Fury's clinging on for dear life. And people can say things like, oh, YB, but he cut his eye. Chisora had a cut on his eyelid, man. Fury's was like down here, which is alright, because it's not perfect, obviously, but when you get cut on your eyebrow, it'll drip over and down kind of thing. It's not going to be the end of the world. But yeah, you can watch these fight yourself. They were perfect, man. And you don't lose power. Things like power you don't lose. So Chisora fought the same Wallin. If anything, Wallin had it all to... This is the fight he had to turn up in. He didn't. And it was against an opponent he was supposed to beat as well. So Chisora fought the best Wallin with one eye and punched him up. That's what he did. Proper embarrassed him. Fury went life and death. AJ, them AJ rounds versus Wallin, they was 50-50 rounds. They was pure stinkers. Until the last round when Wallin quit, they was proper stinker rounds. You couldn't really score them. They were stinkers. You'd never say, oh, AJ was all over him. I've showed you the footage already. AJ was just standing there. Shadow boxing. Seriously. How can 50-year-old one-eyed Chisora be all over Wallin? And AJ's big ass is standing there, just fencing and having a look. How embarrassing. Oh, YB, you've never been in there. I don't need to be in there, to be fair. I don't need to be in there, to be fair. To tell you that this is embarrassing from these big heifers. Useless heifers as well. Proper useless. I'm not even just saying that. They're useless, man. They're useless. Chisora doesn't have the genetics or the... You know what I mean? He don't have the things that these other guys do have. What he does have in spades is he wants to actually get in there and have a scrap. That's what he wants to do. God forbid it. If AJ got a cut on his eye, yeah, you'd never hear the end of it. He'd be doing this. I've seen him do it before. Who whacked him in his eye? He was blinking. He was like this. Just blinking. I didn't see Chisora. Who here saw Chisora go like this? Blinking. Kell Brook style, like, oh, my eye, I can't see out my eye. Signalling to his team that he can't see. Signalling to the doctor that he can't see. I can't see, mate. It's probably best to pull me out. Chisora went with that, man. He wanted to fight. He could have easily... I don't know, tell a lie. I don't know where these moody judges yet, but he could have easily took a... What would you call it? He could have easily took a... Kind of played on it. Oh, I can't see. And then it was an accidental cut, so it would have gone to the scorecards, and then he'd have won on points, probably, if he wasn't a Kabbalah scam on the masses, on the YB's coins. He didn't mention it once. He saw the doctor once. Bah, she's straight back in there to fight some more. No playing on it. Fighting. Fair play. Salute to Chisora. He doesn't get the credit he deserves, really, because he doesn't have the other elements. His style doesn't get the credit he deserves. He hasn't been able to do. Well, he's gone in there with a bunch of pussies, to be fair. Fury's a pussy, just running around the place. So it's like, it's hard. When you're 6'9", and Chisora's 50 years old and got slow feet, some big lanky dude can just slap his hand out and stink the place out. They were people. Chisora 2 and 3 in particular were stinkers. They proper stank the place out. Some of the most boring fights you'll ever watch in your life. Yeah, proper boring. If you took Chisora's mindset and put it into AJ's body, it'll be that's really, Chisora's mindset and AJ's body, you're looking at something like Dubois. That's what you're looking at so far. Yeah? That's more or less the equivalent. That's what we've got now. That's why I'm backing Dubois all the way. He's got it all. He's got a similar style really to Chisora. Arguably more gas. He's younger. He's got a harder punch for punch. So it's coming together nicely. And Chisora and what's his name? Dubois has got the range as well, so he put us all together nicely in a nice little package. Too much. People, listen. What happens if you put Dubois in there with this Fury here? Any Fury, what's he going to do? Fury had nightmares with big stiff, sorry, not stiff, 200-pound soaking wet, 150-pound soaking wet Usyk. Dubois would punch his guy's head right off. He'd walk straight onto him. What's Fury going to do? Fury couldn't even hurt Usyk, man. Stop playing. Not going to hurt no one. People, punch for punch, Hrgovic hits a lot harder than Fury. Fact. Documented fact. Fact. No doubt about it. Dubois walked straight through his moody shots. Yeah? He'd get punched up. We saw what happened with AJ. He'd get punched up. So yeah, the last thing I'll say is salute to Chisora. I don't want him in there though. He came out after the fight and started saying, yeah, who shall I fight? AJ, Usyk, or Dubois? Frank Warren was like, well, yes, we can do Dubois because you're the IBF eliminator. That'll be a travesty to the sport. I don't care if it's his last fight. That's wrong. That's dangerous. And I'm not just gassing up Dubois' ability. Dubois versus Chisora is dangerous and should never be sanctioned, Frank. Just because you think it's a better fight than Bacoli right now, which it obviously is, that's not right. There's a bag of other man. Young dudes coming up. I don't know, pick someone. Anyone, not Chisora though. He don't deserve that. Seriously. Now, Chisora versus AJ in Africa. I'm not necessarily against that. Why? What's AJ going to do? What's he going to do? Chisora's going to go in there, yeah? Slip and slide in. AJ's going to be gassed in a few rounds and sure we're going to whack him on the side of his head. And he'll probably go down like a sack of potatoes. That'll probably happen if it's not rigged, to tell the truth. It will be a good, that fight, or kind of Chisora versus Wilder, okay, I'll take that. Chisora versus AJ is the highest I'd go. Yeah? I can see how Chisora does get through that fight, to be fair. If he's in the back straight, though, if AJ's still there, he can whack. So, yeah, that's the peak. The peak is Chisora versus AJ, but I can understand how that's potentially unreasonable as well. I don't really want to see that. Chisora versus Mbonga. That works, because Mbonga's been knocked by count in boxing. But he's a big old dude as well. But, yeah, Mbonga and AJ... those are the very peak. Don't forget about Dubois. He's too ferocious. And also, Chisora will come out calling Usyk out. I'm telling you now, people, from what I saw, I don't want to see that. His feet are too slow. Unless the only way I want to see Chisora versus Usyk is if the ring is 10 feet big. A 10-foot ring. Then I'll watch it. Because then he's got a chance. Outside of that, Usyk will just be running around pinging his head off. Seriously. Because the tenacity, even in this Wallin fight, Wallin's nowhere near got no feet, like Usyk does. He's got no speed, he's got no punch selection, he's got no output, he's got no power at all. He can't throw one stiff shot, they're all like arm shots. They're not even arm, they're like wrist shots, like this. He throws his right hand like this. Slow it down. A wrist shot. Never seen nothing like it in my life in heavyweight boxing. Like this. His hooks are like this. So, but Usyk can... no, that's not good. Because that'll be... I don't think Usyk will put him out, but it'll be a proper thrashing. Usyk will thrash his ass, and that's not good. He needs something where he's in the mix somewhere. Even a Pulev for the WBA regular. Chisora's never going to be world champion. There's some weirdos saying, yeah, Chisora's going to beat world champ. Woo, 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 woo. He's never going to be world champ. Stop playing, man. He's delusional. He's never going to beat Usyk or Dubois. What he can hope for, I guess he already beat Pulev though, but go in there with Pulev, final fight, and become WBA regular champion. You're never going to become the real super champion. So a regular is a nice way to go out, and it's a nice, easy fight. Pulev's similar to Wallin, really useless. Old and useless. Take his WBA regular belt, and it's nice. I think that'd be a nice way to go out. You might even... Chisora's aim for that camp should be getting a stoppage, rather than having to worry about, I might get knocked out by AJ or Ngannou. Go in there, get a WBA regular belt, and swan off into the sunset as a regular champion. Which I believe David Haye was WBA regular champion as well, and they claim he was... Let's have a look here. They claim that, oh yeah, David Haye was a heavyweight world champion. I don't think he was. I think he won the regular belt. Because Vlad had the WBA super. So he never could have had the real belt. Oops. So this is the myth that was perpetuated. I don't know what that word is. That myth was put out there by like Sky News, sucking off the Brits. Oh yes, WBA world champion. He's never been world champion, ever. Let's have a look here. Okay, so when he came to heavyweight, where are we? Yeah, where? Valuev. See, there's no belt on here, people. Let's have a look. David Haye, WBA regular. Yeah. In a fight billed as David vs Goliath, which was David Haye versus Valuev, David Haye won the WBA regular belt. Because at the time, people, Klitschko had all the belts. Wait a minute, that's not even right, is it? Wait a minute, he had the IBF. I swear, who had the WBA then? Might be telling lies, people, but it definitely wasn't Haye. Haye didn't have it. Can't even see where Haye won the belt. So who had the WBA regular in 2011? Sorry, the WBA super. Apparently Klitschko only had the IBF, IBO and WBO, although actually they've removed WBA in full stop. That's what they've done. They've removed WBA from this whole site, so we can't even see it now, which is annoying, but take my word for it. We know this already. Yeah? In these years, Klitschko had the... Was it Povetkin? Klitschko had the WBA, WBA. Vladimir had IBF, WBO and WBA. Vitaly had WBC. I want to see though. It's annoying they're taking WBA off here. Why would you do that for, man? Very annoying. Oh, we're not talking to you no more. We're going to take it off here. Yeah, you can't even see who's got what now. So it's annoying. But take my word for it. David Haye didn't win no real belt. That's what he didn't do. And if you think he did, here we go. Look at this corny dude here. Haye was full champ. WBA recognises champs who also hold one of the IBF, WBC. No. I'm talking rubbish. Yeah. World Boxing News. Anyway, you could, trust me, he didn't win the real belt. And if he did, tell me who he beat for it. Because he didn't beat Valuev for the real WBA belt. That's what he didn't do. He won a regular belt. Regular schmegular. Come on. So anyway, but that's David Haye. People say WBA heavyweight world champion. Well, Chisora would be WBA heavyweight world champion. In the same breath David Haye was. Because David Haye never beat no one for a real belt. That's what he didn't do. He didn't beat Vlad. He shit himself and talked about his little toe. So if it's good enough for David Haye to swan around like he's heavyweight world champion, which he never was, but still, it's good enough for Chisora. Chisora deserves that. Chisora had a better career than Haye. That's what he did. I'm not going to lie. A more solid career. What's Haye done? Get punched up by Baloo. That's what Haye did. Got punched up by Baloo. That's what he's known for. Honestly. What's your takeaway from David Haye's career? He got punched up by Tony Baloo twice. That's what the history books will show. Yeah? Nothing else on here, really. What's he done? Punched up by Klitschko. Valuev, he went life and death, 50-50 fight. Big stiff idiot. Seriously. Valuev was big and stiff. Stiffest idiot I've ever seen in my life. 316 pounds of stiffness. Valuev was. No good. He was proper no good. So that's Haye's claim to fame, going life and death with Valuev. That's his best win. Bottom line. And yeah, he clipped Chisora. Chisora fought the wrong fight in that fight. He came out just swinging from the hip. I think anyway, it's history. Fair play to Haye. He knocked out Chisora. Whatever. Bottom line is, Chisora, he really was about it though. Haye really... He come out boxing with Bellew. He came out boxing with Klitschko. He didn't want to get in there and fight. That's what he didn't want to do. He bottled the people. Chisora fought Fury 3 times. Hey, bottled a Fury fight. Fact. Documented. He bottled it. Didn't want nothing to do with it. Scary looking ass. So forget about his corny light skin looking ass, man. He no good. He finished. So, yeah, man. Salute to Chisora. I'm happy for him. And I just hope... In fact, YB, gun to your head, who do you want him to fight next? I'm not even sure, you know. I can't even think. Well, I'll do another video on actually. I'm gonna do a video on who's gonna fight next, separately. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Salute to Chisora. He's legit. He really with it. He had nothing really to give. If that makes sense, but he give it all. Yeah. He hasn't got a whole bunch of fresh legs to give. But whatever he did have left, he give it all in there with one eye. Salute to him. Yeah, proper salute. In a fight he was supposed to lose. That's what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to lose. Come in there and fight. You can't control the odds. You can't control how good the other guy is. All you can come and do is fight. And that's what he did. That's what AJ didn't do. That's what Fury didn't do against Usyk. Come in there. You know what? You are getting it. That's what you're doing. You can run around all you want. You're getting it. Proper old school. I'm getting to you. I'm wading in. Rocking, rolling in. You go into the ropes and I'm working your body like a heavy bag. That's what Chisora did here. And you can say, well, AB, you know, Wallin's not Usyk. It don't matter. Chisora's not Fury, though. See what I'm trying to say? It's like it works out like that. You get in there and you fight. Fury didn't fight. Johnston didn't fight. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. People, smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this one. People, stop it.